Welcome back to Horoscope TV.
Hello, everyone. So glad to be here.
Yeah, it's great to have you back. So, most months give you time to, pack your bags, check your itinerary, and just sort of watch the world go by from a nice, comfortable window seat.
Right, exactly. A predictable ride.
Exactly. You know the stops, you know the schedule. But if you look at the astrological charts for April 2026, specifically if you have the Gemini zodiac sign, the universe is essentially shoving you out of an airplane and telling you to knit your parachute on the way down.
Oh, wow. Yes, that is the perfect visual. It's just a period of unrelenting momentum.
Unrelenting. I like that.
Yeah, we are looking at a forecast that essentially redefines your daily reality.
Okay, let's unpack this. We have a month ahead that just breaks all the rules, and we're going to look really closely at the astrological charts to map out exactly what is coming your way.
And we have a lot to cover.
We really do. We're going to analyze the exact geometry of the sky, so the precise location of the planets, the transits, and the moon phases. We want to outline what you can expect in love, in your career, with your money, and with your health, too.
Right. When I analyze the astro charts for April, I see a map of extreme contrasts. It's really a tale of two very different halves.
Two halves.
Yes. The month starts with an absolute sprint. Very fast, very social. Then the planets force this sudden kind of jarring roadblock.
Uh-oh.
But the real story, the thing we're building towards, is the final week. You are looking at a permanent, life-altering reinvention.
Wow. Permanent.
Yes, a massive shift.
Before we jump into the calendar, I just want to establish a quick rule for our conversation today.
Yeah.
We are going to use the correct terminology words like trines, squares, and sextiles.
Because those words describe the actual physics and geometry of the solar system.
Right. But we are going to explain exactly how they work using simple, everyday language.
Absolutely. No academic hurdles today.
Right. No confusing jargon. We want to give you clear, practical meaning drawn directly from the astro charts so you can actually navigate your life.
Yeah, the stars provide a clock, but we need to read the time in a way that actually makes sense for your job, your budget and your relationships.
Exactly. So let's look at the start of the month, April 2 to April 3.
The fast and furious start.
Yeah, the astrological charts show just a blur of social activity. On April 2, a full moon in Libra sits right in your romance sector.
Which is huge for Gemini.
It is. And then the very next day, April 3, your ruling planet Mercury forms a trine with Jupiter.
Yes, and I have to say, the charts mark April 3 as a standout date. It's easily one of the best dates of the entire month.
Okay, so let's break down the mechanics of that. What actually is a trine? And why does a trine with Jupiter matter so much for a Gemini?
Well, let's look at the geometry. A trine means two planets are exactly 120 degrees apart in the sky. If you draw a line between them, they form the base of a perfect triangle. And, triangles represent stability and just an unobstructed flow of energy.
So no roadblocks.
Exactly, zero friction. In astrology, planets separated by 120 degrees share the same element. In this case, Mercury and Jupiter are both sitting in air or fire signs, so they're speaking the exact same language.
That sounds incredibly harmonious.
It is. And remember, Mercury governs your brain, your voice, and your nervous system.
Right.
And Jupiter acts as this giant magnifying glass. It represents expansion, luck, and just, really broad horizons.
So wait, when your brain connects with a magnifying glass without any friction at all, your thoughts must just explode outward.
Precisely. Your mind becomes a sponge, but also a broadcaster.
A broadcaster. I love
Yeah,
that.
your words suddenly carry a lot of weight. People really want to listen to you. It's fascinating here is how this single angle impacts your career, your wallet, and your social circle all at exactly the same time.
Okay, let's translate that to like a Tuesday afternoon in the office. You're sitting in a meeting. Normally, you might keep a half-formed idea to yourself.
Sure, you'd hold back.
But under a Mercury-Jupiter trine, you speak up. You pitch the idea.
And because the energy flows so smoothly, your boss doesn't just hear you. They see the entire broad vision.
Wow.
The charts actually suggest sudden career offers or, coming up with a highly profitable business plan.
Like out of nowhere.
Yeah. You might even land a freelance project that pays out a surprise bonus. The key here is the speed of your cognition.
You're just thinking faster than everyone else.
Exactly. You will connect dots that other people completely miss. It's like your coworkers are looking at a pile of puzzle pieces, and you instantly see the picture on the box.
That's a great way to put it.
And because your natural curiosity is magnified, you will want to just devour new information. You might suddenly decide to learn a whole new software program, or open a map and plan a trip across the country.
Okay, hold on. I need to jump in here. Pushback time.
Go for it.
If my mind is moving this fast and I'm acting like a giant magnifying glass, coming up with profitable business plans, planning cross-country road trips, pitching brilliant ideas on April 3, how do I actually pick just one idea to focus on without burning out? Aren't I just going to short circuit?
Yeah, you are hitting on the exact danger of Jupiter right there.
Because there's no limit, right?
Exactly. Jupiter lacks a filter. It does not judge. It only expands. So literally everything feels like a brilliant idea.
So what do you do?
The strategy here is not execution. The strategy is capture.
Capture, okay.
Yes. Do not try to launch the business and book the flights and remodel your house all on April 3.
That sounds exhausting anyway.
It is. Just write everything down. Record voice memos on your phone. Fill up a notebook. Let the inspiration flow without the pressure of actually finishing any of the tasks.
So you're just gathering the raw materials.
Exactly. You gather the materials now and you build the house later.
Okay, capture the ideas, don't execute them. That is a solid strategy. Now, let's talk about the love forecast for these first 2 days, because that Libra full moon on April 2 is shining a really bright spotlight on romance, right?
Oh, absolutely. Libra is represented by the scales. It seeks balance, beauty, and partnership.
And Gemini is represented by the twins.
Right. So you have air meeting air. It's incredibly complementary. A full moon occurs when the sun and the moon are exactly opposite each other, with the earth right in the middle.
So it's fully illuminated.
Yes. The sun casts its maximum light on the moon. So in astrological terms, a full moon brings things out of the dark.
So hidden feeling surface.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And because it happens in Libra, the focus is heavily on harmony in your relationships.
So if you're single, I'm guessing this means you need to actually step out of your house. Like, you aren't going to meet someone amazing staring at your kitchen wall.
No, you definitely have to get out there. The charts suggest you could easily bump into someone totally fascinating while just standing in a crowded room with your friends.
Very social energy.
Highly social. The energy favors spontaneous, fun conversations.
What about for couples?
If you are already in a partnership, the scales of Libra demand that you restore the balance.
How do they do that?
Plan a highly creative, fun date night to really spark that passion. Break your routine, go somewhere loud, colorful, and engaging.
That sounds amazing. But I have to imagine your physical body will feel the effects of this mental and social marathon, right?
Oh, without a doubt. Mercury and Jupiter generate a very high electrical charge in your nervous system.
So you're buzzing.
Yes. And if you just sit still, that charge turns right into anxiety.
So the health charts actually recommend burning it off through speed, don't they?
They do. You need to try a brand new, fast-paced sport or join a group exercise class. Swing a racket. Run on a track.
Basically exhaust the body to quiet the mind.
Exactly. You must give that bright, positive mental electricity a place to go. Otherwise, it just loops in your head, causing stress or making you feel totally wired but tired.
It's like being handed a microphone at the best party of the year. Everyone wants to hear your brilliant ideas, but eventually you have to step off the stage.
Right. You can't sprint a marathon forever.
And that brings us to the middle of the month. Moving at top speed is fun, but eventually, the astrocharts show we have to tap the brakes.
Yes, around April 10th, the road conditions really change. We hit a speed bump.
Right. So on April 10th, the last quarter moon arrives in the sign of Capricorn. And then a few days later, on April 15th, your ruler, Mercury, crosses the border into Aries. Let's break that down.
Okay, so the visual of a last quarter moon is really important here. If you look at the sky, the moon looks split in half. The light is shrinking.
It's fading away.
Yes. And historically, farmers actually used the waning moon to prune trees, pull weeds, and harvest crops. It is a time of removal. It's about finishing things.
And Capricorn is an earth sign, right?
Exactly. It represents the mountain, strict structure, the rules, and just cold, hard facts.
So the universe is essentially telling you to pull the weeds out of your bank account.
That is an incredibly accurate translation, yes.
Yeah.
Capricorn demands mature, practical choices, especially regarding money.
So this is the time to look at the math you have been avoiding.
Right. The astro data points heavily toward carefully reviewing shared resources and finally paying off old debts.
But wait, a Gemini thrives on motion, novelty, and flexibility.
Yes, they do.
So sitting down on April 10th to balance a spreadsheet or call a credit card company to negotiate an old debt, I mean, that sounds like a Gemini's absolute worst
Yes, it
nightmare.
really does. It's very restrictive.
So how do you force yourself to do the boring Earth sign work when your brain just wants to fly around and have fun?
Well, you have to change the framing. You don't treat it as a restriction, you treat it as a puzzle to solve.
The puzzle.
Capricorn energy respects efficiency. So, give yourself a strict time limit. Tell yourself, I have exactly 1 hour to organize the budget, and then I am completely free.
Use a timer.
Yes.
Oh.
Use the shrinking energy of the last quarter moon to feel the deep satisfaction of crossing items off a list.
Clean the slate. Get it over with. Because that quiet definitely does not last.
No, it doesn't.
On April 15th, Mercury enters Aries. And Aries is the ram. It's cardinal fire. It represents the spark that starts the engine.
Exactly. And when the planet that controls your mouth and your thoughts, Mercury, moves into the fiery sign that just wants to kick the door down, well, your communication style becomes very fast and highly direct.
Because air feeds fire.
Yes. Your Gemini mind provides the oxygen, and Aries provides the heat. You will feel this overwhelming urge to be brave. The filter completely vanishes.
You won't wait in line.
No. You will not ask for permission to take the lead on a new project at work. You will simply start doing it.
I can totally see how that plays out in romance, too. If you have been quietly crushing on someone, April 15th is the day you walk up to them, look them in the eye, and just tell them exactly how you feel.
You are entirely fearless.
But let's look at the career side. Here's
Yeah.
a question for you. It's like driving a fast sports car, but suddenly you need to navigate a tight, crowded parking lot. There's a fine line between being brave in communication and just being, well, pushy.
Very true.
So how can the listener use this Aries directness to lead at work without alienating their coworkers? I mean, what if they accidentally hurt someone's feelings without meaning to?
That is the defining danger in the charts for this transit. Because thoughts are so fast, Aries energy is notoriously blind to collateral damage.
But just barrels ahead.
Right. It focuses on the goal, not the feelings of the people standing in the way. So to avoid alienating your team, you must redirect the fire.
How so?
Instead of using your directness to give harsh commands, use your directness to champion other people.
Oh, praise loudly instead of criticizing loudly.
Yes, exactly. Walk into the room and say, I see exactly how we can solve this problem, and I need your specific talent to make it happen.
That's brilliant.
You are still leading, you are still moving incredibly fast, but you are pulling people into your slipstream rather than running them off the road.
You're making them part of the momentum. Steer the sports car carefully. I love that.
It's crucial.
But right after this fiery, direct energy, the astrological weather suddenly gets very, very cloudy.
It does. A major shift.
We're looking at April 17 to April 20. The charts show a confusing but crucial few days. It's a period of severe astrological whiplash.
Whiplash is the right word.
On the 17th, Mercury meets Neptune. And then, just 3 days later, on the 20th, Mercury meets both Saturn and Mars.
To understand the heavy contrast here, we really have to analyze what Neptune and Saturn represent.
Okay, let's do it.
Neptune is an ice giant. It's a planet covered in swirling clouds of methane and water. In astrology, it brings a foggy, confused mind. It rules the oceans, the mist, dreams, and just the dissolution of boundaries.
So when Mercury, your logical mind, touches Neptune, the logic dissolves.
Completely. Facts slip through your fingers like water.
And the charts actually highlight a physical drain on April 17 too, right?
Yes, a heavy one.
The health forecast is basically flashing a warning sign. You might feel completely exhausted, like you're walking through molasses. You might struggle to remember a simple password, or just forget why you walked into a room.
It's very disorienting. The exhaustion isn't just physical, though. It's decision fatigue.
Because your brain is working overtime.
Right. Your brain is trying to build a solid structure on top of an ocean wave. It requires an immense amount of energy to force logic during a Neptune transit.
So what's the advice? Just push through it.
No, absolutely not. The advice is to drink massive amounts of fresh water and get deep sleep. Sleep longer than usual. The secret here is surrender.
Surrender. Wait, really? Here's where it gets really interesting. Because if I have a major presentation on the 17th, I can't just throw my hands up and tell my boss, sorry, Neptune says I can't do math today.
Well, no, you cannot abandon your responsibilities, but you must alter your approach.
Okay.
Do not schedule the meticulous proofreading of a complex legal contract on the 17th if you can avoid it. Instead, use the fog to your advantage.
How do you use fog to your advantage?
Because Neptune rules intuition. While the practical facts are foggy, your intuition is incredibly high. Your ability to read the emotional tone of a room is heightened.
Ah. So there is a beautiful silver lining here for the 17th, especially for romance and your spirit.
Yes, there is.
Because the sharp edges of reality are blurred, this brings a deeply spiritual vibe to love.
Exactly.
You can just sit on the couch with your partner, ignore the laundry, ignore the bills, and have these soul-connecting conversations where your imagination can just run wild.
It is poetry instead of accounting.
I love that.
But you need to enjoy the poetry while it lasts, because on April 20th, the ocean freezes solid.
Right. 3 days later, Mercury meets Saturn and Mars.
Yes, we go from a planet of infinite water to a planet of rings and stone.
Yeah.
Saturn brings a very serious tone. It rules time, gravity, and karma.
It demands close attention to tiny details.
Exactly. It forces you to look at the bare bones of your reality. And Mars provides bold courage and massive energy to conquer difficult professional tasks.
It's like walking through a thick mist on Wednesday, only to suddenly hit a brick wall that you have to climb on Friday.
That is exactly what it feels like.
The charts say skipping meals or staying up late to watch television is practically forbidden by Saturn on the 20th. You must stick to a healthy daily routine.
Saturn acts as a very strict teacher. If you have been ignoring a problem in your budget, Saturn will place it directly on your desk and demand a solution.
So the 20th is excellent for wealth building.
Very much so.
It's a great day for meeting a financial advisor or opening a brand new savings account to build long-term wealth. No lazy shortcuts.
None at all. But the addition of Mars is actually a blessing here, because it means you actually have the stamina to sit in the chair and do the hard work.
Okay, but I have a question. Pushback time again.
Go ahead.
How do we balance these two extremes? How do I trust my deep intuition on the 17th, but then completely switch gears to focus on harsh reality, budgets, and tiny details on the 20th? That's a huge shift.
You survive the temperature drop by anticipating the freeze. You use the 17th to rest and gather your emotional reserves. You do not fight the water.
Okay.
Then, when the 20th arrives, you wake up early. You write a strict list. You actually appreciate the cold, hard clarity of Saturn. You realize that this strict discipline on the 20th is actually preparing you.
They're preparing you for what?
For the absolute explosion of positive change coming at the end of the month. You need that brick wall to give you something solid to push off of.
Wow. Okay, so Saturn is helping us get ready for the grand finale.
Precisely.
Which brings us to the final week, April 24th through April 26th. The charts show this is packed with massive cosmic shifts.
It is the centerpiece of the month.
On April 24th, which is our second best date of the month, Venus enters Gemini and Mercury forms a trine with Lilith. And then April 26th is just explosive. Uranus enters Gemini, Mercury squares Jupiter, and Venus forms a sextile with Neptune.
There is so much happening here. But if we connect this to the bigger picture, we really have to isolate the biggest variable first.
Which is Uranus.
Yes. Uranus entering your sign is a massive new life chapter. It is a generational event. Uranus takes 84 years to orbit the sun.
84 years.
The last time Uranus was in Gemini was between 1942 and 1949.
Oh, wow. Think about that timeline. 1942, the dawn of the atomic age, the invention of programmable computers, sudden shocking leaps in how humans communicated.
Yes. Uranus governs electricity, sudden shocks, and breaking totally free from obsolete systems. And Gemini governs communication, the nervous system, and sharing ideas.
So when the planet of lightning strikes the sign of information,
The landscape changes overnight. It brings a strong urge to break totally free from boring old routines and reinvent yourself completely.
I can imagine you'll look at your commute, your wardrobe, your job, and just want to throw it all out the window.
Exactly. You will feel an electrifying surge of physical awakening.
Like a caterpillar turning into a butterfly.
Yes, but we must layer this with the other planetary movements happening at the same time. 2 days prior, on April 24, Venus enters your sign.
And Venus brings irresistible beauty and magnetic charm.
It does. Having Venus in your own sign coats you in a magnetic field.
You'll literally turn heads everywhere. Your phone will just blow up with sweet messages. The charts say you become the center of attention.
You do. And then, on the 26th, when Uranus hits, the charts point to a completely sudden, unexpected love interest. You might lock eyes with someone who completely upends your usual type.
But wait, it's a butterfly that also just won the lottery, right? Because Venus also governs money.
Yes. Venus makes you want to spend on beautiful clothes and fun trips. You'll want to change your appearance.
But you have to stick to the budget you built on the 20th.
You do. The danger lies in impulse spending. However, Uranus might also bring a sudden financial breakthrough or some kind of unconventional income.
Like a weird side hustle just suddenly taking off.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Now let's examine the career energy. On the 24th, Mercury trines Lilith. A frictionless trine between your voice and Lilith's untamed power gives you total confidence to fiercely defend your professional ideas.
You won't back down in a meeting.
Not at all. And Uranus brings such an electrifying surge of physical energy, it's actually perfect for completely revamping a diet or a fitness routine, too.
Okay, but I have to point out the warning sign on April 26th. Mercury squares Jupiter.
Ah, yes, a square.
Talked about a trine earlier. But a square is a 90-degree angle. It creates friction, right?
Yes. It's a sharp corner, two cars arriving at an intersection at the exact same time. Jupiter still wants to expand, but the flow of energy is blocked.
The result is overpromising.
Exactly.
So here's my question. If I'm feeling this electrified, and I have this sudden urge to change my career and start a unique business, how do I make sure I don't promise my boss or clients more work than I can actually finish?
Yeah.
How do I stay adaptable without dropping the ball?
You build a mechanical delay into your communication.
What's mechanical delay?
Yes. When someone asks you to take on a massive new task on April 26, you do not consult your feelings because your Jupiter-inflated feelings will lie to you and say, yes, I can do it. You say, that sounds exciting. I need to review my calendar and I will email you my answer in 2 hours.
Oh, you buy yourself time.
You buy the time to let the initial rush fade. You check reality.
That is brilliant. I need to review my calendar is the perfect shield. And amidst all this chaos, Venus also sextiles Neptune on the 26th.
Yes. Venus reaching out to Neptune makes life feel like a romantic fairy tale. It's a gentle opportunity for pure romance.
The beautiful escape hatch from the revolution.
Exactly.
Well, navigating these massive highs and lows requires having the right people in your corner. Let's look at aligning your world, the specific compatibility and lucky symbols the charts highlight for the month.
Identifying your lucky elements allows you to lean on them when things get chaotic.
The charts reveal specific lucky elements. First, the color yellow, like a bright electric yellow. And your lucky numbers are 3, 12, 21, 29, 34, and 47.
Yellow is deeply tied to the Gemini frequency. It stimulates the optic nerve, which ties directly into the nervous system. Surrounding yourself with yellow acts as a visual stimulant to sharpen your focus.
So wear a yellow shirt or grab a yellow notebook.
Yes, and use the numbers as mathematical anchors when setting deadlines or making choices.
Now let's talk about people. The best match for April is Sagittarius, and the worst match is Virgo.
We can analyze exactly why these specific signs interact the way they do with your April charts. Sagittarius is adventurous. They sit exactly 180 degrees away from Gemini. They are your opposite, which creates a powerful engine.
They match the busy Gemini mind.
Yes, they share your desire for spontaneous trips, especially when Uranus hits on the 26th.
Let's break down how nicely things flow with the Sagittarius. On April 3, when you have those amazing new ideas, they throw gasoline on the fire.
They do.
On April 24, they completely love your fun, charming Venus energy. And on April 29, when Venus squares the node and you feel unsure or panicky,
The optimistic Sagittarius instantly cheers you up. They remind you that the adventure is the whole point.
that's a great co-pilot. But then there's the Virgo clash.
Yes, the friction. Virgo represents strict focus and rules. To a Gemini in April, this will feel incredibly restrictive and lead to total frustration.
Let's look at specific dates for this clash. On April 17th, when communication is foggy and you want to dream, Virgo will annoyingly demand practical facts.
Yes, they will want a bulleted list.
And on April 26th, when you want to dream big and reinvent yourself, Virgo will insist on playing it totally safe. When you want a romantic fantasy escape, Virgo will try to ground you in boring daily chores.
They will remind you the dishes need to be washed.
Right. So what does this all mean? It means Sagittarius is your co-pilot for this fast ride, and Virgo is the traffic cop trying to pull you over.
That is a very accurate analogy.
But here's the reality. If the listener works with a Virgo or is already dating one, how can they navigate that tension without it blowing up into harsh words and hurt feelings? You can't just ignore them.
No, you can't. You navigate it by establishing firm territorial lines. You do not ask an earth sign to judge an air sign's dreams.
Okay, what does that look like practically?
If you are starting a new project, you give the Virgo the supply chain logistics, give them the tax codes. They will excel at this and feel valued.
Right.
But you absolutely do not ask them for their opinion on your bold, radical new vision. You give them the practical math and you keep the art for yourself.
Keep the dialogue focused on tangible mechanics. Give them the boundaries. Keep the center free. I love that.
It's the best way to survive the square energy.
Well, we have covered an incredible amount of ground today. The fast start, the Saturn reality check, and the massive Uranus reinvention.
It is a profound month.
It really is. I want to leave you with a final provocative thought to think about on your own.
Oh, I'm ready.
With Uranus pushing you to completely reinvent yourself at the end of the month, ask yourself, what specific, boring old routine in your daily life are you actually most excited to leave behind forever?
Ooh, that is a fantastic question to sit with.
Right. What are you finally ready to drop? Well, thank you for listening to the episode on Horoscope TV.
Yes, thank you so much for joining us. Please make sure to subscribe so you can get notified the moment the next episode is available.
We'll see you next time.